You're about to take a deep dive into one of the biggest true crime cases in the universe, or at least on our part of the planet. From the Hidden Killers podcast and True Crime Today.
Okay, so like anytime 50 Cent's name gets thrown around, it's going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
The man does not hold back.
Right.
But this whole thing with Diddy, this Netflix docuseries thing, that's I don't know, that's a whole other level, even for 50.
Yeah, what's so interesting to me about this is it's not your typical music documentary.
Really?
Like, we're not talking about top hits and who he collaborated with. And, this is going deep into some really serious accusations that have followed Diddy for decades now.
Yeah, and we've got these two articles here from Variety and Deadline, both from September 25th.
Okay.
And they lay out like a lot of this stuff, and it's a wild ride reading through this stuff.
Yeah.
But essentially, you've got 50 Cent's production company.
Right.
They're all in on this docuseries. And they are not shying away from anything. They're going there.
No, they're not. And you got to remember, it's not just 50 at the helm here. We've got Alexandria Stapleton directing.
Right.
And she's a big deal in the documentary world. And she's not just there to, take orders.
Yeah.
She actually co-signed that statement with 50.
Right.
About, really highlighting the human impact of all this.
Yeah.
So that tells you this isn't just about sensationalism. There's something more going on here.
So, like, for those who maybe haven't been following every single headline, what are we talking about here? Give me, like, the rundown.
Oh, man.
What are some of the specifics?
Yeah, you've got Diddy's arrest, the recent arrest. You've got the whole freak-off situation, which is a whole other can of worms.
Right.
You've got lawsuits, piling up. I mean, it's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Where do we even begin?
I don't know.
I mean, I think before we even get into the weeds of these accusations, we have to understand what is 50's angle here.
Okay.
Because he's framing this as something much bigger than just taking down Diddy.
Yeah, he's talking about giving a voice to the voiceless.
Exactly.
Making sure that, like, Diddy's actions, if true, don't overshadow hip-hop as a whole and its contributions to culture.
Right.
It's almost like he's making himself out to be this champion of the people who were allegedly wronged by Diddy.
See, and that's where it gets really, really fascinating because this isn't 50's first rodeo, right? Like, this is not his first public feud. The man knows how to use the media to his advantage.
Oh, yeah, he's a master.
So you can't help but wonder, I mean, is this calculated?
Right.
Is he playing some kind of bigger game here?
It's like we're watching a chess match, and this is like the first couple moves.
Exactly.
And it's like, is it about the truth? Or is there strategy behind it all? It's hard to say.
It's impossible to know for sure right now. But like with any good story, there are multiple sides to this.
Right.
And while 50 is the one kind of driving this narrative right now with this docuseries, it's important that we look at, the accusations against Diddy objectively.
Okay.
What does the evidence suggest?
And the accusations are not to be taken lightly. We're talking sexual assault, physical assault, racketeering, sex trafficking. Even, I mean, these are serious charges.
Yeah.
And Diddy has denied these charges.
Initially, yes.
Right. But then you have that whole incident with Cassie.
Right, the one that was caught on video. And he did end up taking full responsibility for that.
Which is interesting.
It really is, because it makes you wonder what else might come out.
Yeah, like what else is there?
Exactly. And that's what I think is so fascinating about this whole thing. It's like we're going a layer deeper than just, celebrity beef.
Right.
This isn't just about 50 and Diddy. This is about the music industry and power and how women are treated.
Totally. It's like this could blow the lid off of this whole system that maybe has been protecting certain people for a long time.
100%. And it makes you wonder how many stories haven't been told.
Exactly.
Like how much of this is going on that we don't hear about.
It's about time people are held accountable.
Yes.
Like straight up. And it's not even just about Diddy specifically, but this is like a bigger issue of people in positions of power.
Yeah.
Who seem to be getting away with a lot of stuff.
It's not just hip hop either.
No, exactly.
Like we see this in Hollywood.
Yeah.
In every industry, probably.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. And that's why I think this is such an important story. Even if you're not a fan of the music or whatever, it's like...
Totally.
This is about something bigger.
Yeah. Are we so quick to just ignore this stuff?
Right. And what are we teaching by not,
Exactly.
speaking out about it?
Yeah. What message does that send?
Exactly.
So, like, what happens now? This docuseries isn't even out yet.
Right.
But it's already, like, causing all this buzz.
Huge buzz. What do you think the fallout is going to be? For Diddy? I mean,
legally, he's facing some serious charges here.
Oh, yeah.
So this could like really impact those cases on.
Absolutely, depending on what they show in the docuseries, right?
Yeah.
And what kind of evidence they have.
And even beyond the legal stuff.
Totally.
What about his businesses?
His reputation?
His legacy?
All of it. How do you come back from this?
Yeah, I mean, even if he's not found guilty,
right?
Like, what does that do?
Public opinion is a powerful thing.
It is.
And it's hard to change once people have made up their minds.
That's true. And we can't forget about the other people involved.
Right, all the other people who have accused.
Yeah, all the alleged victims.
Exactly. If even one person feels empowered to come forward.
Yeah, to tell their story.
That's a win in my book.
Because of this docuseries.
All right.
Like, that's huge.
That's how change happens.
It really is.
It's those individual stories that resonate with people.
Are we at a turning point, do you think?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, we've seen these moments before, right? Where like something happens.
Like Me Too.
Exactly. Me Too is a perfect example.
It started small.
It did. And it completely changed the conversation.
This is a wild one, isn't it? It's like you've got 50 Cent, who's no angel himself, right?
Right.
Leading the charge. And then you've got Diddy like facing accusations that could like ruin him.
Yeah.
It's nuts. I don't know. It's juicy, though, I got to admit.
It's definitely got everyone talking, that's for sure. It's easy to get caught up in the drama of it all, though.
Yeah, true.
Like the headlines and the back and forth. But I think what we really need to remember is...
the people involved.
Exactly. The people who are saying they were hurt.
Yeah.
Like, those are the real stories here.
Yeah, for sure. I hope this docuseries, like, really gives them a voice, you know?
I hope so, too.
It could be a real turning point for how these kinds of things are dealt with.
Yeah, it really could. But it's not just up to a documentary to fix things, though, right?
Sure.
Like, we all have a part to play.
What do you mean?
Well, we're the ones who buy the music.
Oh, right.
We support these artists, so we need to be more mindful about who we give our money to.
So you're saying, like, if we don't agree with how someone's behaving,
right,
we should, like, stop supporting them?
It's more than that. It's about being informed.
Okay.
Educating ourselves, like not just blindly following someone because they're famous or whatever.
Yeah, no, I feel that. So it's on us to, like, do our own research, basically.
Exactly. We can't just rely on, like, gossip websites and, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So, like, with this whole Diddy and 50 thing, what now? Like, what are people supposed to do?
Honestly, just pay attention. Keep up with the story.
But there's so much information out there.
I know it's overwhelming, but that's kind of the point, I think. It's about wading through all the noise and trying to find the truth.
That's deep, man.
And don't just take someone's word for it. Look at the evidence.
Even with this docuseries.
Especially with this docuseries, 50 has an agenda, right?
Right.
So just remember that going in. Don't just assume he's telling the whole unbiased truth.
So we should be like critical viewers.
Exactly. Question everything.
Man, that's a lot of work.
It is, but it's important work because this isn't just about celebrities and music.
It's about how we treat each other.
Exactly, and how we hold people accountable for their actions.
Wow. When you put it like that, it's kind of heavy.
It is heavy, but it's also hopeful, you know?
How so?
Because we're having this conversation.
Right.
We're talking about it.
That's true.
And hopefully by having these conversations, things will start to change.
I like to think so.
Yeah.
Well said. This has been quite the deep dive.
It has.
Lots to think about. So to everyone listening, thank you for coming on this journey with us.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
And remember, like, this is just the beginning. Keep the conversation going, do your own research, and let's make the world a better place, one deep dive at a time.
I'm down with that.
In a world where the darkest secrets lie just beneath the surface.
They said it was an accident, but the evidence says otherwise.
Where hidden killers roam, unnoticed, in the shadows.
I think you would definitely be looking at a blend of toxic, very bad narcissistic personality traits, and they will be vengeful and possibly resort to violence.
Join Tony Bruschi as he uncovers the truth behind the most chilling cases.
They said it was an accident, but the evidence clearly says otherwise.
Each episode, we dig deep into the minds of those who commit the unthinkable.
To your point on narcissism, he thinks in his own mind how witty he is.
Yeah.
But he lost that jury. I was done with him in 2 minutes.
From unsolved mysteries to infamous crimes.
Geez, you've just talked about how you taught yourself how to do everything under the sun. I bet you did a YouTube video, how to best kill somebody with a knife.
Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi takes you where few dare to go.
How does someone with such a dark secret go unnoticed for so long?
With multiple new episodes every single day.
We're not just telling stories, we're seeking justice.
Listen now on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi.